Tough game. Tough game, tough loss. You win as a team, you lose as a team. They lost as a team. That close. I guess I'll keep the Silver Fox going a little bit longer. I'm going to cut it if we win. When we win, not if. When we win against Minnesota. Okay? When we win against Minnesota. Because we're ticked off at the way Michigan happened. And we gave another game away this year that we should have won. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. Ifs and ifs and ifs and ifs of everything. If I had all kinds of stuff. If I had listened, I might have played more. If I had watched more film, could have played in the league longer. Who knows what the ifs are? Right now, Texas takeout. Real food, real fast. Get over there. 60-second names. And you know what? I told y'all about the 4-time black shirt covers, right? But TyroneBird.com is TYRONEBIRD like the bird that flies.com. TyroneBird.com. Big Red wrap up. Big Red Husker show. Former 3-time champion hits him in the mouth with truth. Here we are again. And what I'm going to start doing is I'm going to go back to my TyroneBird.com 7 keys to victory. I'm going to go back to that. That's bird that flies, not the bird with the Y. Okay? So last week I told you in order to beat Michigan, I had 7 keys to victory. And we're going to go back to those moving forward all the time so we can make sure that we was playing it forward. So, number 1 was play with passion. I think we did that. Number 2 was win the turnover game. Offense, protect the ball. Defense, take away the ball. We lost the turnover game 2-1. Hey, 2 turnovers, they had 1. We got 1. We're one of their 2 turnovers of the year. They got 2 turnovers in a complete year. Number 3, option. Run. You look at the stats. I'm not giving you stats right now. I'm giving you the truth. Number 4, I said Blackshirts have to dominate. I think they did that for a half. But 82 plays later, you putting up a heck of a fight. My Bud Crawford beat the brakes off of whatever this dude's name is. I don't even know his name. He don't even got a name. The opponents don't have name. They're just an opponent. You're just an excuse for me to go beat you up so I can get to my championship or defend it. Blackshirts dominated for 3 quarters. Give or take a few. 3 quarters, I think they dominated. And we have to put our defensive players in better position to be successful as well. But they also have to take the ball away more than one time. If they run the ball all those times, we got no balls out. We got no fumble recovery. From an idiot. He's a good back, but he's small. You got to hold a dude like that up and get the ball out. Everybody got to get the ball out. But let me keep moving. Number 5, I said Amart has to bring the whole store. I think he did that. But then when he left for the night, he forgot to lock the doors so people wouldn't get in and steal his stuff. We make those mistakes. Amart has to bring the whole store. He has to make good decisions. Go back and watch it. Has to make great decisions. In the second half of that ball game, we threw a pick And in the fourth quarter, the most critical moment when we're going in to score, we gave the ball up on a first down run on a fumble. He's a good quarterback right now. He's on his way to stardom. But until you fix those little itty-bitty nuances, those little things at the end of the game where you got to be thinking, I got to take care of the ball. By any means necessary, I cannot fumble the ball. Period. I have to make great decisions. So not in the worst moments do we make a mistake, but I mean the absolute worst moment. Take a team out of position to maybe go down and win the game to a team now defending a short field and the potential to lose the game is staring them down the throat. You got the barrel of the gun facing you and there's no way out. And we lost the game. And I'm say another thing. When you're playing the number 8 team in the country and you've lost games, you take the points. Take the points. The momentum, your defense stopped them. The offensive momentum was going. We drove it all the way down their throats. Okay, we didn't get it in because we didn't put Yant in the game and say, big boy, get me 3 yards. I know you can. So what? They know it's coming. So what? So what? Run him. 6'1", 245? Now, I can't say to Yant's, I'm not going to come to his rescue because I did see in the game that he did run the wrong way on the play. Therefore, but we got to get him ready to play. And if he's not ready to take in the whole offense, then certainly on the downs that we got to get, the yards that we have to get, put him in the game. And what you can do is do a dual threat because the doggone play action pass is in full effect now. But by no means do we not take the points. Just the old coach in me says, don't take the points. Or take the points. I apologize. Take the points. You're at home against a so-called top-rate team with Jimmy Harbaugh crying to the refs. You got to take the points. Keep the momentum. It's something called momentum. If you're going down a hill and you're on a sled and it's super, super slick, and there's a tree in the middle of the hill, and you hit the tree, that just stops your momentum. You was having fun. You was having fun going down the hill until you didn't see the tree. Not taking the 3 points is that tree. I'm past it. It's okay. Number 6 was fans had to be the 12th man. I think the fans were the 12th man. And by the way, it was 6-6 when it came to penalties. So both teams had 6 penalties. All right, let's not talk about the refs. We know where the refs are who the refs are. But we control our own destiny. Number 7, I said avenge the tie. We played, listen, if 2 teams had played like that in 1997 and Michigan came victorious, then I think that would have been a good deal. But if Michigan became victorious because Tommy Frazier or Scott Frost or Brooke Behringer or one of these different quarterbacks that we had through the years had dropped the ball in the fourth quarter going to score, we would not be champions first, but we would not be Tommy Frazier and the rest of those quarterbacks would not be the players that they were at the school if they had done stuff like that. So they made sure they took care of business. And taking care of business is taking care of business. From the rooter to the tutor. Puh. Now, I was yelling, yant, yant, yant. Yant, yant, yant. Yant, yant, yant. Sorry, y'all. I'm like, yant. I'm excited about Bud Crawford, man. The champ. The champ. Think about it. The champ. I'm excited. He playing this little, he playing a little troll dude. I don't even know his name, a little troll. Yant. I've been yelling it. This man had 4 carries for 13 yards. I know he went the wrong way. I understand that, but don't abandon him. Don't leave him. Don't throw him out the door. He's such a big body. You make him run into them Michigan players that were huge bodies, but they were gasking air. Shout out to, man, what is his name? Go to Notes, Beach. Go to Notes. Oh, losing Teddy P, man. Great job, young freshman. Which leads me to say this. Okay, because we were talking about fresh Gabe Irvin, I think, becoming the first freshman to start at running back, and then even Teddy P. But there's a reason why there hasn't been that many true freshmen to play at Nebraska, to start and play. Because, one, most freshmen aren't as developed physically as a 21, 22-year-old young man. And 2, most true freshmen aren't mentally prepared to play. And 3, most true freshmen aren't physically prepared to play against 21, 22 years olds, like I just told you. Michigan's who we thought they were. Anyway, I digress. But yeah. I hope that we would. I don't know how we have a guy who runs for that many yards against this team. And I get it. 13, 14 carries. Shout out to Gabe. You know what I'm saying? That's my TyroneBird.com offensive player of the game is Rahmir Johnson. He had 170 yards almost of total offense from scrimmage. So 172 yards of total offense from scrimmage. That's getting the job done. That's getting it done. Let's just talk a little bit about Yank, because, I like my running backs. I like them big. I like them strong, and I like them fast. They don't have to be that big, but, man, if we got that in the tool house, let's use them. But anyway, my TyroneBird.com offensive player of the game was Rahmir Johnson. He was doing it all in the pass game. He was running for tough yards because he was getting smacked and getting right back up. And I just think the young kid, you need to run with better body lane, and you need to get your pad level down. Your pad level is too high when you run. If your pad level is down, your real talent will shine through. So get your pad level down, young fella, and I think you'll become the back that we need to be able to kind of catapult us these last few games that we have. Some of the stats, Michigan game. This is the Michigan game post quick game because I can't even say I'm disgusted because I love the way they played, but I'm disgusted because we lost in the fashion that we lost in. Period. And at the end of the day, we only come to we play the football to win. We don't play to say, oh, we played well every week. Oh, we played well. Oh, we played well. No, we don't. We don't play football for that. You play to win. You play to win the game. One of them coaches said that. Anyway, we're talking about Amart was 18 for 28, 291 yards and 3 touchdowns, an interception and a fumble, which I think is when you look at him as a player, he is magnificent He is growing. But we can't have big busts in the wrong spots. You can't bust at the worst times. And that's when he gets that under control and not bust at the wrong times, he'll be a Heisman Trophy candidate. But can you imagine if all them times that Tom Brady had 2 minutes on the clock and he drove all the way down the field, right? And then on himself. Come on, man. When you know that you run it and you know you playing against a big physical front and team like Michigan, when you do that quarterback, however you get to wherever you got to, scramble, quarterback sneak, whatever you wanted to call it, you get down and get at people's legs. But you got to know where the marker is and you got to get down. We make mistakes. Let's just try not to make them in the worst times. Again, Rahmir Johnson was 17 carries for 67 yards. I told you, you got to be able to have a 100-yard rusher in order to be successful in the Big Ten. One running back has to be able to run for 100. He has to be able to make people miss in the run game as well as the pass game. Yant, like I told you, had four carries for 14 yards. He did go the wrong way on a play, but you don't throw him out with the bathwater. Don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. He's just a baby. You got to win with the baby. But sometimes we make mistakes like I have before, like we all have, and it didn't cost us our position or time in the game. Coach Osborne would always go back to us and give us another opportunity. He's going to scold you, but he's going to give you another opportunity. Just, it is what it is. Let's talk about receiving. Remember, the player of the game went to Rahmir Johnson because not only did he have 17 carries for 67 yards, but he had 6 catches for 105 yards and a touchdown. And I thought that was impressive. His catching out of the backfield really gave us another weapon to use out of the backfield. Austin Allen, didn't use him enough. 2 catches, 59 yards, 1 touchdown. You cannot not use a 6'9" guy. I mean, we can run him on a 5-yard stop route and just throw the ball up and get 5 yards, probably a crack. You know? Take whatever the defense is going to give you to win the game. You have to bend to win the game. Okay, so we had Austin Allen, 2 catches, 59 yards, and a touchdown. Other than that, nobody else kind of showed up. Oliver Martin, 2 catches, 39 yards. Samori Torre, 3 catches, 37 yards. Levi Falk, 3 catches, 31 yards. Matt Liner, 1 catch, 30 yards. Omar Manning, 2 catches, 20 yards. When your running back is your leading receiver, something's wrong. And we need to fix it and make sure that we get the ball into the hands of playmakers. Short passes, rollout passes. Let's get Amart out on the edge on people. Why can't we roll them out? Why can't we run a true bootleg with them? I would love to see the bootleg. We're running the option, even though it's with the receivers. I don't know what receiver they might want to take that lick a couple times. But boy, it'd be nice to see the option game come from the backfield. Maybe they can't run it from the backfield. I don't know. I would like to think so. Moving on to Minnesota. Sorry it took me so long. Minnesota let down, okay? Because I'm going to get to it real quick about the Minnesota letdown. And actually, let me go back. There was a couple times in that game, because it was a heck of a game, that our defensive ends was making those guys look silly. And Jim Harbaugh or somebody made the call, whoever the offensive coordinator is, to start chipping our ends. But they were doing more than chipping our ends. They were destroying our ends. And on a block, I'm not going to say it should be deemed illegal, but there's no difference between that block and a crack block. There's no difference. And if you're going to allow a running back to chip a defensive lineman while he's engaged to a defensive end or a defensive tackle and blow him completely up, I don't think that that's a good look. That's just me. I deem you just let the crack blocks and everything go. But what do I know? I'm just simply telling you, those running backs were chipping our ends and they was like trying to break ribs. Go back and watch the game. I think Nelson got it one time when he had to come out of the game, but he ended up coming back. But he got absolutely, positively destroyed on a chip block that was probably close to a personal foul as you can get. Wasn't it funny to see Jim Harbaugh crying to the refs all game? Just crying. Man, listen, defensively, my TyroneBird.com player of the game on the defensive side of the ball would be JoJo Domann again. I think the big fella's doing. I mean, he's putting in so much work to I see him doing the small stuff of the game. You know, I see the passion in him. I see it in his eyes. I can see it in his play. And so I gave it to JoJo Domann because I think he's the cog to that defense that keeps it going. He's that 6-year smart guy who's been around the system, who knows, okay, I got to keep everybody together. So shout out to you, young man. Talking about the return game, because I can't go on to Minnesota until I talk about the special teams. And I'm just going to say this. We had great coverages all night, but they gave us opportunities in the punt return game to take that ball back. And I thought we missed on a few opportunities. I don't know why Oliver didn't, but he sure did look like, to me, fair catch a lot of balls that he could have, I thought, caught because he had 10 yards of room and got up the field and made a play. So I think we got to get that fixed when we get an opportunity to capitalize on a punt and their guys are 5 or 10 yards off. We got to take it back. We have to try. You know what I mean? Because that's worth 7 to 10 points per game. So shout out to our Nebraska football boys, man. Shout out to those young men. They played their butts off. They gave it everything they had. It came up just short, but that's the way the ball bounces sometimes. That's the way the cookie crumbles. Guess what? Nothing stopping. We got Minnesota. Nothing. This game is not going to change because we lost last week. It's going to keep going, and the season is not going to stop until the end. So, with that being said, Minnesota's the target. There's a tendency that after you lose an emotional game that you play with a lot of emotion, fight, and passion, to come the next game, you lose to a lesser team, especially on the road. We prepare no different than we prepare for every single game. Matter of fact, we're a little bit hungrier to blow Minnesota out of the water, destroy them, because of what took place last week. We got to be laser focused in practice. We have to continue to raise our level of play in practice so that in the games it's easier. And I can see progression coming. But you cannot make I can't remember who missed 3 field goals. Cincinnati was playing somebody today, and I don't remember who they were playing, but all I know is whoever they're playing, they had to have one in Cincinnati to win bad because this joker missed 3 field goals. Pittsburgh, that you just normally don't miss. Anyway, our best player on offense and probably the team cannot make bad decisions in the last minutes, period. I told you that, of course. Losing Teddy P was tough on us. And just freshmen playing for the University of Nebraska at a high level that's a special group of young men that can say that they played as true freshmen. We have an interview coming with Erwin Sweeney and the great Joe Walker. They're both great players who played as true freshmen and played in the NFL. Look forward to listening to those different snippets of those interviews that we had during this Michigan game. These guys are full of knowledge, full of truth, full of pent up anger, this is going to be an interview like none other. But look forward to me posting that, and guys, like, share, and subscribe, man. Just don't listen. You know what I mean? Even if you don't like it, don't throw me a thumbs down, but subscribe so that you can see if you like something that I say. Just subscribe. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers one time before the end of this year. I'm quite sure we're gonna have a lot of material. But some of the stats that I kind of found kind of alarming was Hassan Haskins had 21 carries for 123 yards and 2 touchdowns. He averaged 5.9. And then this Blake Karan had 13 carries for 89 yards and a touchdown, averaged 6.8. So that's giving up a lot of rushing yards. We are getting into the meat of the Big Ten where they run the ball predominantly in pass second. So Blackshirts are going to have to run to stop the run. We cannot wear down. We cannot get to the end of the game. We got to raise our level up. And I would like to see you guys, man, throw the bones, man. Come on, man. Character. Don't forget, tell them, character. Throw the bones. But I'm saying, throw the bones, y'all. Y'all a unit. The bones is the unit. Throw the bones up, you know. I thought, the fact that our defensive backs played very, very well. We didn't give up a touchdown in the pass game at all. But I thought also we didn't tackle well as a team either. That's how they were able to average 6.8 yards and 5.9 yards a carry. I don't even want to look at what that average is. When you talk about time of possession, Michigan controlled the ball 34 because we didn't run the ball. They controlled the ball 34 minutes. We had it 26. Our defense was on the field for 82 total plays. That's a ton of plays to play the game of football when you should be averaging about 65 to 72-ish plays. Okay? Michigan had 459 total yards, and I think a lot of that came in the second half. We had 431. They're a tough defense, but we gave the field. We was the better team, and we gave that game away yet again. And we lost the turnover battle, and we have to change. We have to change this. We have to change our ways, y'all. And we're going into Minnesota territory. Minnesota is not going to. They're not going to think too highly of us coming in, no matter how good we thought we played against Michigan. They're not going to think too highly of us coming into their territory, trying to beat them up in their house. I don't think they're going to think that that's a good look. So somebody's going to have to change some things going into Minnesota, and we might have to run the ball. Yant, yant, yant. Or, Rahmir, get your weight down, lower your pad level, and I think you'll have a big game. But we have to be laser focused in this game against Minnesota. I think they lost a couple of pretty doggone good players. So when one player goes down, another one steps in. I think we prepare like we preparing for their best players. And when we get a weaker opponent, we bury them. Kramer, he's more of a running quarterback, if you ask me. He'll try to run. They run that kind of, that spread offense that we run. We see it every day. But what you do sometimes can be exactly what hurts you. And so defensively, I think when that Kramer kid runs, we need to make sure we make him feel it, that we hit him. We make sure we hit him. I'm going to go back to our TyroneBird.com because I can't even do it, guys. I can't. You guys should know what to do by now. 7 keys to victory. We should be able to put a complete game together by now. Before I do that, I'm going to talk a little boxing. I've been talking about Bud. But how about Wilder getting the smoke beat out of him? And what the heck was Wilder wearing? What kind of costume was that he was wearing? Somebody comment in the comment section and tell me what kind of costume was this dude wearing. But he got beat up, man. I mean, I'm talking about the Gypsy King, man. The Gypsy King was beating him to a pulp. Did he knock him down? Maybe. But I think the Gypsy King that was just all his bravado to act like he knocked him down, to lull him to sleep, to fight harder. And he took the beating of his life. Gypsy King he's the king of the heavyweights right now. He's the man to beat. But Bud Crawford against Showtime Shawn Porter, I ain't got nothing to say. All I can say is let's go, Bud. Let's go, Bud. Let's go, Bud. Y'all better understand what a champion is and how a champion prepares. He's not a champion for nothing. Bud Crawford is a champion of the world because he prepares to be the champion of the world. No disrespect to Shawn Porter, but Shawn Porter better come. He better do more than just be up in the mountains. He better do more than just be thinking about himself up there in the mountains by himself. He better be prepared like he's never prepared before. He better be prepared to take a punch to the grill. Back to the grill again. The grill again. Bud Crawford wins again. Real champs. Real champion. Can't stop, won't be stopped. Bud. Let's go, Bud. Sorry, y'all. I went out on a tangent on a different one. My TyroneBird.com, 7 keys to the victory against Minnesota. Okay? Number 1, play with passion. The same type of energy that you played Michigan with from the beginning of that game, that's how we have to play. If we play with that type of energy and take care of the ball, put Yan in on first and goal from the 3-yard line and run him 3 times to see if we don't get the touchdown. And then things will happen big for us. We have to win the turnover game. I've said that once, twice. I don't know how many games this is, but I'm going to say it again. We have to win the turnover game. Offense must protect the ball. That's all, everybody. Amart, you have to protect the goods of the store, sir. Number 3, option. Run. Open it up. Tight end. You can run 5-yard out routes. You can run 5-yard stop routes. Let's get it to our playmakers and let them make plays. 2 catches is not enough to make plays. Let's get up to 5 to 7 catches to our playmakers. Number 4, Blackshirts have to dominate. Not 1 quarter, not 2 quarters, not 3.5 quarters, but 4 quarters in the entire game. You have to finish the game. Somebody has to make a big play. You have to get the doggone ball out. You have to attack the ball this week. We have to get more than just 1 pick. We have to take that pick, everybody block to the end zone. Number 5, Amart has to bring the entire store and make great decisions. When you leave at night, lock the doors. When you're running in between the tackles, especially at quarterback, and you're playing in the Big Ten, Jim Harbaugh's crying all over the place, guess what you do? Protect the football. Get your ass down on the ground after the first down. My last time number 6 was fans have to be the 12th man. This is not number 6 this week. Number 6 is special teams. You better be ready in the special teams this week because Minnesota have one of the best special teams in the Big Ten. So you better be ready to, when you get an opportunity to take a punt return and they're 8 yards away, don't fair catch the ball. Catch it and try to get up the field and make some play and make something happen big. Help your team. We have got to score in special teams or a defensive touchdown this week. We have got to. It helps. But Amart have to take care of the ball. But number 7 is special teams. We have to make sure that special teams, we win in the special teams category and we're the aggressor. Block a punt, block a field goal, block something, take something back to the house. Number 7, it was avenge the tie. for Michigan. It was a vintage tie for Michigan. But I'm going to go on a limb. And I'm going to say, yant, yant, yant. Yant, yant, yant. I would run him 15 times to soften him up. And then before you know it, just like Deontay Wilder, the Gypsy King was hitting him with everything in the kitchen sink, flush right on the jaw, to the point where he knocked him out and he couldn't get up. It didn't end in the first round. It didn't end in the fourth round. The Gypsy King got knocked down twice, but got back up. We've seen him do that time and time again. Sometimes he'll get knocked down just to get his composure. It might not be a big enough punch to knock him down, but I'd rather get knocked down than knocked out. So let's do some knocking down. Be the hammer, not the nail. Remember, TyroneBird.com. 4-time black shirt coverage. All your needs. Car insurance, homeowners insurance, business insurance, life insurance, whatever insurance you need, go to the website now. Tyrone Bird, that's bird like a fly bird with wings. TyroneBird.com right now. Specializing in all insurance needs in Nebraska, in Colorado, and in Arizona. TyroneBird.com. With that, man, I'm still swinging from the hip. I'm still Rashawn Jackson, 3-time national champ. Holla at your boy, dog, and go big.